Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host and Sinatra of Subito Piano, Ken Lavigne. I'm a singer and vocal coach here on YouTube. And today we are continuing our merry month of metal. Today's installment comes from a comment from a recent video that I made talking about the poll that we had on this channel, asking what do you want to see more of, and overwhelmingly the answer was more metal. So Joe Hansen suggests that we react to Dan Vasc's recent video of him performing Amazing Grace as a metal singer, which intrigued me a little bit. Amazing Grace, of course, is the classic Christian hymn from the 1970s, 1700s, written by John Newton, and of course has had many, many iterations over its 200-plus year reign as being one of the most popular Christian hymns of all time. So Amazing Grace, performed by Dan Vasc. So let's have a listen to that right now. I'm very intrigued to see what Dan has to come up with. We've listened to Dan many times on the channel.
Amazing grace,
Get out of the way here.
how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Okay, I just want to comment here on Dan Vasc. This is an incredibly difficult thing to really nail down and accomplish, being able to sustain that vocal line as well as your placement in such an exposed environment. When you're singing a cappella, it's incredibly important that you keep that placement where it needs to be. Now, I feel that Dan is moving the placement around a little bit. Technically, it's not wrong. You can do whatever you want, and as long as you feel the music. Now, I feel that there's always been an intensity with Dan and his approach to his metal singing. He really always goes full out. So for him to sort of dial everything back, it almost feels like maybe this is an unnatural position. Things seem to be sliding more nasal sometimes. Sometimes it's further back in the throat. Again, there's no wrong. You can do whatever you want. It's just sometimes we need to be aware of what we're doing and why we're doing it. And honestly, you know, this song is less about the technique and more about the deeper connection, the deeper spiritual connection that you find within the power of those words and the simplicity of that elegant melody.
'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, taunts, and snares.
So interesting how he immediately jumps up the octave. I love that melody. It's so good. I will get back to Dan.
I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead
So interesting. I had no idea that Dan played mouth organ, played harmonica. Very, very cool. You notice how he created that vibrato at that last note by adjusting the airflow. So cool. I saw him reaching back into his back pocket there. I'm sure you did too. So I was watching, I'm like, what is he reaching for in his back pocket? I was half expecting drum kits or drumsticks to come out. I don't know why. Anyway. There we go. Oh yeah, getting chills, man.
Was blind, but now I see.
Nice. Wow, incredible control. That's where Dan Vasc lives. That's what his voice is meant to do, to soar up on those high moments with a fry scream and the incredible distortion and that ability to do that. There's so much effort pouring out of that. I feel like it's on, like almost redlining his vocal engine, and I worry for you, Dan. I don't want anything to happen to that fabulous voice, but I understand the idea behind it, or at least the impetus to just give it your all the time. I remember having a conversation with another opera singer, fantastic voice, incredible French-Canadian opera singer. He had just an amazing instrument. And he was talking about the guff he was constantly getting from his teachers and the other performers that he would be performing with. Is like, why are you going all out? Like, save some of your vocal capital. Don't pursue it to the nth degree. He's like, I would rather burn out in a blaze of glory knowing that I was just doing the rock star moment for giving it everything that I have for that rock star moment, than just be timid and meek and be precious about my vocal instrument. And I was, I really thought about that. I was like, well, that's what got me into singing opera, because it just felt like this extreme singing. And I wanted to be able to sound like Pavarotti. I wanted to be able to embrace those incredible vocal highs and just nail that 3K ring, that chiaroscuro that just sails the note straight into your spine. As a listener, I wanted that so badly. And I was like, yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. And Dan Vasc, that's what you do. Don't ever stop, you beautiful, glorious bastard. I just love it. It's amazing. And yeah, thank you. Thank you to our friend here on the channel, for Joe Hansen. Thank you, Joe Hansen, for the suggestion, and really glad that I was able to follow through with that one and follow it up. And if you have a suggestion for me, or if you have a favorite moment of that performance that you just heard, please leave a timestamp down in the description, or not the description, the comment section of this video, so you can share that moment with me, and maybe leave a comment as well, just saying, what it is that you thought was really cool, or if there's another song out there that you think that would be representative of that ethos that metal has, that go for broke for everything you have or every moment. I'd really appreciate you leaving that down in the comments, as well as a link to the video in question. And hey, if you have made it to the end of this video, big love and thanks to you all for giving us just a little bit of your attention, your time and energy, and sticking to the end of this video. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.